Welcome anyone to my YouTube channel. This is Everett, aka Two Beasts to Kill You, aka the Beast with the Least. And I know I am late to the party with this one. I wanted to get this out at least a little bit of about a week ago, but things started coming up. I made other videos and things in life, but you don't want to hear about my sad mess. You want to hear what the title of this YouTube video is. My thoughts on Digimon Story Time Stranger. So let's go ahead and hit that intro. Alright. Again, the normal spiel. You like what I do on this channel. You like my podcast. My dumb thoughts, my dumb videos, my dumb voice. Like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that notification icon, all that good stuff. Alright, let's go ahead and get into my thoughts of Digimon Story Time Stranger. And as the title of the video should say, this game was great. Like, peak gaming. Digimon Story Time Stranger is peak gaming. For me, it is my game of the year. Just everything about this game was almost perfect. Was there some nitpicks or some flaws or whatever, some criticisms? Of course. But, man, any kind of criticism I had with this game, just not really there. So, normally I'd like to go through pros, then cons, but I think I'm going to go with cons first, because I only have a couple of them. So, before we get into my pros and cons first, Digimon Story Time Stranger. It's an RPG. I've heard it's apparently like Persona. I've never played the Persona games. Sorry, kill me in the comments. It's a monster collecting game. It's got the turn-based battles, and it is just great. It's just great. Again, I can't really give you much more than that about... Yeah. Anyways, so the cons. There's some backtracking in the game, especially late in the game, where you have to go through areas again to, for the late game stuff, where it's just kind of padding it out. Again, it's kind of a nitpick, just a little criticism. And the agent level grind. So, in the game, it's not just leveling up your Digimon. It's also leveling up your character, so you can have, you can evolve your Digimon, or digivolve your Digimon to higher levels, and be able to use more abilities for your character, and, give your Digimon bonuses and all that stuff. So, the agent level grind can kind of be a little bit bad, especially near the end of the game, where all of a sudden they just bombard you with a lot of side quests, because the side quests are where you really get the anomaly points, so you can level up your agent level. But again, the side quests are fun, so again, it's maybe more of a nitpick. I'm gonna put it as a criticism, but it's a fun nitpick, a fun criticism. I don't know. So, yeah, I just wanted to get those two things out of the way. Now, to where I just absolutely praise this game. Because, man, again, this is peak gaming. And, honestly, this is my game of the year. So far, don't get me wrong, we still got some games. I'm going to play Keeper later on next week or this weekend. I'm playing Pokemon Legends ZA, but we'll see about that. Ninja Gaiden 4 is coming out. Age of Imprisonment, the new Hyrule Warriors game is coming out. Outer Worlds 2 is coming out. There's a lot of games coming out. So you never know. Maybe something might overtake this. I highly doubt it, because I am a fan of Digimon. I will, fully state my bias. I have loved Digimon ever since it came out in the US fucking 26 years ago. 26 years ago. 2000, right? Yeah. Again, I'm just a fan of Digimon, so yes. I may be biased in this, but again, let's get to the pros. Okay, so first off, the story. And I'm not going to, maybe I should spoil it, but I don't want to spoil too much because I still think people should buy this game and play it. But the story, if you've ever played a Pokemon game or a Digimon game before, you'll notice that there's differences, you know, in and yes, I'm going to do a lot of comparison between Pokemon and Digimon. It's just going to happen. You know, Digimon has always tried to be a little bit more mature, quote unquote. And I think as, you know, whereas like, because it's always been Pokemon versus Digimon. Or not always, but for a long time it's been that. Obviously, Pokemon's won. Like, Pokemon is the highest grossing, like, franchise in history of everything. But Digimon has always tried to carve out its own little niche with the people, especially nowadays when you see things like the Digimon Survive game where there's literal, like, characters being killed and stuff like that, like being eaten alive, or the Digimon anime like Ghost game, where like a character is murdered in that, you know, a Digimon character, things like that. Like they're trying to be, you know, also they can get a little bit maybe in the Gooner territory with some of their Digimon designs, the female Digimon, but you know, whatever. Again, they've always, it seems like lately, especially more lately, they've tried to cater toward more of a mature audience, knowing that, like, yeah, you know, kids are probably going to play this game, but hey, there's a lot of people who are, when that original anime came out, you know, in 1999, 2000, or whatever it was, or even just the Digimon little, you know, Digivice battler thing, you know, the little Tamagotchi device, you know, in mid 90s or whatever it was. Like, these guys are 25 to 30 years older, and they grew up with this franchise and probably even stuck around, like me. Let's give them something more. So yeah, this game, the story is a little bit more mature. There's some great, you know, it's it's that normal RPG of like, hey, you know, there's this calamity that's happening, let's check it out, you know, and then it turns into, you know, multiple timelines, obviously Time Stranger, multiple timelines that now time itself is in the balance, and you have to save all of existence with, you know, enough more, even more twists and turns that, again, I don't want to spoil, you know, but it was a really engaging story, and it had voice acting, which, yeah, you know, I'll save that for another video. But yeah, the combat, I love the combat. I'm more of a turn-based RPG guy. I still don't play a lot of turn-based RPGs because even though I'm more of a turn-based RPG guy, I'm also not at the same time. Unless it's a certain thing like Pokemon, Digimon. These games are more catered to me because I am, you know, or if you've played like the Nexomon games or the Temtem Online and all that, I am more into these, you know, creature catching games. And yeah, they tend to have a lot of turn-based RPG combat mechanics. But one of the best things I think about the, you know, and then of course, you know, when it comes to the combat, you have your thing where there's virus, vaccine, and data, you know, where it's a rock, paper, scissors, one beats the other. But there's also, you know, elements like fire and water and all that. And obviously those play into what does more damage and all that stuff. There's more to it than that, but that's baseline of what the combat is. And also your character does get involved. Once you build up enough, I'm not going to call it what it's called. It's, you know, like, I don't remember the first word, the C word that's used. That sounds weird, but it's, you know, C points, we'll say that. Your character has, you know, a cross art. I think it might be cross points, but it has a cross art where, you know, you could do damage, buff up your characters, heal your characters, your team, things like that. So yeah, there's a lot into it. You know, you can have there's a normal attack, plus your Digimon's special attacks, or attacks that you attach onto them. And any attack. You can have a water attack on a fire Digimon. You know? Now, obviously, you want, you know, you would like to have certain attacks on certain Digimon because of it works better. But if you want, you can do that. But one of the best things about the combat is that it has auto fighting. So if you're someone who's like, you know what, I really kind of want to play this for the story, yeah, you can turn on auto fighting and they will fight for you on their own. Now, sometimes the AI can be a little bit stupid, but it's AI, and in video games, it's never going to be great. Or it'll be a while before it's great. But, all in all, the combat was just damn near perfect. If anything, just closer to perfect. And then another thing, if you're a fan of Digimon, like me, who's been a fan for 20 plus years, this game right here, if there's any Digimon that you've been a fan of, they pretty much have it in here. Like, I couldn't think of a Digimon where I was like, maybe they won't have it. But no, they have it. They have a Gunimon from, the Digimon Frontier. They have the, Guilmon, Agumon, of course. They have Vmon. They have almost like everything. I don't think they have Gamamon from the Ghost game anime, but yeah. Like for instance, I had my main three was Magnamon, Imperial Dramon, Fighter Mode, and Ulforce Vidramon. So 3 Vmon evolutions. But there was so much more. Like, again, in the end, I had, not just on my team. I also had Diaboramon, had Beelzemon, Balphamon. I had a lot of them. I had so many different Digimon that I was just like, oh, they do have it. Oh, another one, they do have it. So, yeah, if you're a fan of Digimon and you just want to collect all of them, your favorite is probably most likely in this game. Another aspect of the game that was really good, they have, aside from just a side quest, there's also these things called outer dungeons, where you just go in to, a form of the digital world, or more of like an internet style digital world, and you do things where it's like you battle Digimon, or you're defending big hunks of meat, or you're doing like an obstacle course. And they're just great. They were fun to get through. They were, they look interesting. And again, they also give you powerful Digimon if you do the higher level tier ones. There was, like, for instance, I got a Digimon named Tyrant Kabuterimon that I didn't realize was as strong as he was, and he kind of tore through a good chunk of the game for me. And yeah. And then, of course, there's just kind of the quality of life stuff in the game that that just helped out with a lot of the, making the game just more fun to play through. Switching out Digimon or being able to level up Digimon isn't just like, it's not just your 3-member team that you throw out there. There's also the other 3 that would be like the backups, or all the ones that would be quote unquote in your box. Also gain experience. Just things like that where it's just like, oh, wow, they've made it, they've added stuff just to like, I don't have to worry about this, or I don't have to do this, or okay, they thought about that. Like, some of the levels can be a little bit, specifically the I'm not remembering. It was like the forest level, where it can be a little bit of a maze, but they have the Birdramon that can be like, oh, here, just fly to this point, fly to this point, fly to this point, things like that. Where it's like, okay, clearly you don't want to go through all of that maze again. If you just want to fly to a specific area, it'll take you there. Yeah. And again, this game was just from top to bottom just a great experience. Some of the most fun I've had in a game in so long, and I have not gotten so enthralled by a game in a few years, maybe since Elden Ring, where I just want to come back home after work and I want to play the game. And I even stood up a couple nights, even though I have to be up early for work, playing more of this game because I just wanted to keep playing. I just wanted to keep playing. And yeah, this is one of those rare games where I say everyone needs to go and buy it. This is a game that everyone needs to go and buy and everyone needs to go play. And it's pretty much on everything except for Switch. It's on everything except for Switch. So if you got a PlayStation, buy it. If you got a PC, buy it. If you got an Xbox, buy it. So yeah, my game of the year. I can't praise this game more. Yeah. Alright, that's going to go ahead and do it for my thoughts on Digimon Story Time Stranger. Again, you like my channel, you like my podcast, you want to hear more of my stupid voice and all that stuff, or just whatever. Still trying to hit that 1,000 subscriber goal. Probably going to be there for a long time, but you know, we'll see. Like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, all that good stuff. And until next time, I'll catch you later.